Hey you guys, so today I'm going to go over a recipe that I posted on Reddit. I found this recipe on Pinterest and it's just my own little rendition of it, and the recipe is for teething bites. So I use like quick rolled oats, and so I decided to use baby oatmeal, which is like much finer. It's pretty much a powder, so it's like easier to get into a dough form. And then what they also use, they boil sweet potatoes. So instead of boiling sweet potatoes, because I was being lazy, I just went ahead and used like baby food. And what I came to realize is that I can use any type of baby food that I have in the cupboard. So I can use a sweet potato baby food, I can use prunes, I can use peaches, pears, whichever. And all I have to do is just blend it with the oatmeal, put a little bit of coconut oil, and then put it in the air fryer or the oven, and then I have a nice chewy or crispy snack depending on how long you bake it and the thickness of the dough. Let me just go over how I do it. Okay, so I'm just going to use this orange bowl right here. So what I do first is I go ahead and pour the baby food, whichever type of baby food that I choose. So for this one, it's sweet potatoes and then also prunes. So the one that looks more orange is sweet potatoes, and then the one that's kind of more brownish is prunes. And they taste pretty good. I actually put cinnamon on top of these since it's like sweet potato and prunes. It's more of like a sweet taste, but I didn't add any sugar because I don't want to add artificial sweeteners for my baby. I'm really concerned about his health. So first, what you want to do is just go ahead and get all the baby food in the bowl. Use a little baby spoon to get it all out. And it's important that you pour the baby food in first, because then it'll be easier to determine how much powder you need to use, how much oatmeal powder you need to use. And people, they really love this recipe. They thought it was pretty creative. So I was just like, I just have to share it with more people. Okay, and so this is how fine the powder for baby oatmeal is. And if you have a WIC, then they give you a lot of this for free depending on how many months your baby is. And again, I'm socially awkward, so yeah. Okay, so I'm just kind of pouring the powder in there. I don't have the specific amount that I pour. I just start mixing. Mixing. Bye-bye. Mixing. And then right here, it's just kind of wet, so I feel like it needs a little bit more. What your puppy doing? Well, let me see that. Thank you. Okay, so keep on mixing until it gets a little bit drier. You want some more baby snacks? Here you go, Bubba. Ooh, it's yummy. He loves them. Okay, then I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay, and this is about the texture that I want. It's dry, kind of dry on the dry side, still moist, but on the drier side. And it's like you can see a lot of white flakes, and you can tell if you like squish your hand on it that you can mold it into a dough. Okay, then you just scoop up some coconut oil, just a really tiny bit. Pop it on in there. Try to scoop the camera back. Okay, and then you start just making a dough out of it. kind of work that coconut oil in there. Bubba. Okay, and you see how you have a nice little dough shape. And this you can work with. Now if your dough starts to break apart, then you can either add more flour or add some coconut oil. And so at this point, what I like to do, and you know, this is great because you don't need to add any liquid, any eggs. It's just baby food, coconut oil, and the Gerber oats. Okay. So I'm just kind of doing it the lazy way. I mean, I could get my roller and roll it out. It's a fun process, but I've done it so many times. There we go. So I'm just trying to get it just as flat as my hands could get it. If I wanted it to be flatter so I can get a crisp dough that I would bake in the oven, then I would actually use the roller, but it doesn't need to be that thin, so I'm just using my hands. Okay, so now I have the pizza roller, the pizza cutter. So what I'm going to do is just, okay, go down and like this and cut rectangles. Now I tried the cookie shape, but what I noticed is when I put the cookie shape, like the circular shape, in the air fryer, it'll puff up and then it'll like run out. And so it's just a mess all over the air fryer. So I found that with the rectangular shapes, even if it puffs up, the like the goo inside doesn't run out. But I also use rice cereal sometimes, so I feel like maybe with rice cereal, when I bake it into circular shapes, it doesn't puff up. I'm not really sure what causes it to puff up, but anyways, it still works. Okay, so after that, you have nice rectangular strips. You can just pull it apart and just be very delicate with it because it is breakable, but you know, it's also flexible. And I just kind of put these aside. And then I started messing with the dough that I had previously cut off because it wasn't a part of the nice rectangular shape. Okay, so there we go, we're pressing it down. My baby's playing in the background, so he likes to pick stuff up and drop it. Okay, so, and these are just gonna be like smaller squares. Uh-oh, that fell on the floor. Okay. Okay. And then you can just keep doing it, and you probably just form this into a little rectangle. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of like the only awkward one. Bubba. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, so I've already greased up the air fryer right here. I've already greased it up with some coconut oil, just like the flat part right here. Let me scoot the camera back a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just place these all across the air fryer. I don't think it really matters if they touch or not, but I do like to leave a little bit of space in between them. And I wouldn't overlap them because you do need to flip them. Okay, so I'm just gonna put these in the air fryer This is how it looks. Go ahead and plug it in. So I'm doing like 350 and I'm going to let it run for 5 minutes. All right, say hi, baby. Say hi. You like the snacks? Eat. It's yummy, huh? Yummy. Say I like it, mommy. Yep, see, he loves his little baby snacks. All right, go play. So I have all these different flavors of baby food. There's a spinach, zucchini, and peas, and you can make the snacks from all of these. Sweet potatoes, carrots, prunes, and I had fruits like blackberry or apple and blackberries or mango, just a bunch of different kinds, and he likes all of them. So you guys, this is the final product, and I cooked it at 350 for about 10 minutes on each side, and it is normal for some of them to get a little bit runny, so you can kind of see like some the filling kind of running out, but I just find a way to kind of like mold it back together, or let it cool and then mold it back together. And so I don't know if you could hear the sound of me feeling it, but yeah, smooth on the outside, crisp, and then once it cools down, it'll get a little bit harder on the outside, but it'll still be chewy on the inside. And this was using peas, green beans, and asparagus. And I can make this with any type of baby food that I have, but the only thing that I have to adjust is the time that I cook it and the temperature that I cook it on. With some of the mixtures, I have to leave it in there for a shorter amount of time, some a longer amount of time, some I have to open it, let it cool, you know, let it heat back up, and then flip it over. It's just, I always find a way to make it happen. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy.